Welcome to Ultimate Streetcar, where real people combine their dreams, passion, and imagination into real-world streetcars, competing on some of the world's most iconic tracks. 5 segments, 2 days, and 1 driver. This is Ultimate Streetcar. I'm your host, Rob Kibre, here with our Ultimate Streetcar Association co-founder, Hollywood Jimmy Day. Jimmy, happy summer to you.
It is summer, and it's all of summer here where we live. My gosh, the heat index today is supposed to be 110. So it's, we're in this is the worst part of summer for us. But you know what? It's 73 in my office, so I'm okay with that.
So I'm here, and by the way, special guest today, Dayton Houssaye, for our summer interview series before all the events kick back up for the fall.
Yeah, great kid. Love Dayton. Really.
I don't know how we'll do this.
It's going to be it's going to be fun. Dayton doesn't hold back. He's a fun kid. He really is.
A handsome devil too, isn't he?
Oh, he is. Yeah, he is. Well, don't think we're not putting him on for that part of that, right?
Yeah. And I think we chat about this in the interview, but when you bring someone on that's younger, it's not that our series doesn't have younger people, but I mean, he's under 25.
Mm-hmm. And he's been running with us for several years.
Yeah, and dude can drive. It just brings a different joy that you only get when somebody's that young.
Yes.
So it's a very, very, very fun interview here. But yeah, we're in the summer swing of things. For a lot of people, you are using this extra time you need to get things back together for the fall to make a run all the way to Vegas. November will be here before you know it, and it happens all the time. So while it may seem like it's 4 months away, it really isn't. It's a few hours away.
Right, that's what it seems like, right? It will seem like that while we're standing there. It's like, holy cow, we just did that podcast.
Yes. But yeah, we're here, as you can tell here. I'm in the summer studio here. I've got 2 more weeks to go down here in Charlotte with my son, and it is hot. It is hot at home. It is hot. It's hot everywhere.
What time of the day do you guys race? Is it night? Or is it?
We race at night, so that's the bummer. Like, you qualify at like 4 in the afternoon while the track is in the sun. And I mean,
the hottest part of the day too. Really, it just finally starts cooling down about then and after.
Where his particular class qualifies and where it races are polar opposites. He'll race when it's nighttime and gripped up, but during the day it's greasy and slick. So you kind of get what you get. But what's interesting about these little Legends cars is, much like Dayton's bringing here, they're very short wheelbase cars. Some people would say they're short and twitchy, and kind of like we asked about Dayton. There's a lot of transferable skills from a small, light car as you work your way up to bigger, more powerful cars. So I thoroughly enjoyed the interview we're about to give you here, just for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, I laughed so hard in a long time.
But for that as well, we'd love to thank Forgeline for continuing to sponsor this show. They have been the sole sponsor since day one, and this, Jimmy, is episode 231.
Holy smokes.
We are over 10 years into this show now, so happy anniversary.
And now we're on YouTube. We've progressed. We've progressed and brought them right along with us. We're now on YouTube. Do you know we have, right now we're tracking it, we have over 200 hours a day of people watching YouTube, our Ultimate Streetcar YouTube channel. How cool is that?
Man, how are we doing that? Like,
we're getting a lot of views.
It's more than one person.
It's more than one person. Yeah, it's actually many thousands of people are watching our YouTube channel. So it adds up to a couple hundred hours a day of views on our YouTube channel. And for the first time, our social media in June had over 1 million views. Wow. In June alone. So we've come a long way, and this is a big part of it, and glad you and I are doing this together. It's fun.
Same. Well, again, thank you sincerely, Forgeline. Winners run on Forgeline. Many, many, many competitors in our series run on Forgeline. People that stand on podiums with pro suits run on Forgeline.
Yes, they do.
There's a reason that Forgeline has been here as long as it has been, and as long as it will be in the future. Up next here is our feature interview with Dayton Houssaye. another great interview. I mean, Smitty was a great last interview. Dayton's the great interview, and I think we have time for one more.
Yeah.
Before events resume, and you'll have to reveal who that is to me and all of us.
I have an idea. I can tell you now if you want.
Sure.
I'm going to try and get David Carroll back on the podcast. I know he was on a long time ago. Mm-hmm. This is a guy who, like Dayton, takes something that's a little bit different and makes it really fast. And I would love to dig in. So, David, if you're listening, expect a call from me to see when we can get you scheduled for our podcast, because we'd love to have him back on as well.
Okay. Very cool. Well, everybody, thank you again for listening along. If you're listening in any audio platform, make sure that you subscribe there. And we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the biggies. And then obviously at driveusca.com, they're all there. And obviously you found this on YouTube, so subscribe there too. Jimmy, Good to see you as always. Everybody, enjoy. Well, up next on the summer interview series here on the Ultimate Streetcar Pod, Dayton Houssaye. He is a dominant figure in the GeauxMoto GTC class. Dayton, here's what Google AI says about you. Dayton regularly competes and wins in the GeauxMoto GTC class, taking home top honors at iconic venues. Dayton is nicknamed the Energizer Bunny for his relentless, non-stop laps and continuous podium finishes. He is a multi-year competitor in Optima Ultimate Streetcar Invitational. He and his father, Troy, are the owners of GeauxMoto, who are sponsors, have been sponsors of the GTC class series they compete in. Dayton is the fastest dude on the road course this season in Ultimate Streetcar, period. Not in GTC, period.
Did AI really say dude?
I said dude.
Oh, you said dude. Okay, all right. Just I thought AI's got slang. That's awesome.
It's getting there,
Yeah.
So Dayton, welcome. It's really good to meet you in person. I've talked about you a lot. Certainly you and your dad, but we're using this series not only to get secrets out of people, but to certainly learn to get to know them. So I don't know you, and Jimmy does. So I'm looking forward to it. So I don't even know how old you are. Let's start there, Dayton. Where did you grow up? How old are you? What do you do when you're not winning road courses?
Yeah, so I'm 23, and as of right now, well, I guess I grew up in Denham Springs, which is down the road next to Baton Rouge, and my pops had a lot of free time on his hands, so he made us like a motocross track in our backyard. We rode like dirt bikes and four-wheelers for, I don't know, I think I've been riding four-wheelers since I was like 5, so been doing, things with wheels for a long time, and then switched to dirt bikes, blah, blah. Been doing car racing since I was like 13, so I think I'm a professional at it now. I'm not really sure. But then, on my free time, I work at GeauxMoto. So we, try and make fast Miatas for customers. We try and make, other customer cars too. So like we did a big turbo 2JZ Supra the other day. That was a fun fabrication build. It was like a little show car thing. We painted it, did all that good stuff. And, we also have another EcoBoost-powered Miata customer that's in California, so he's probably going to be competing with the Optima series here shortly whenever he takes delivery. So we do things like that, but we have a whole lot of stuff in the shop that keeps us busy. So my role here is obviously doing some of the mechanics and putting the builds together, but we also design a lot of stuff in CAD and make custom parts, because that's kind of where we're moving toward. So doing a lot of stuff on our CNC press brake, our plasma machine. We also just started trying to do, as Mr. Jimmy knows, aero stuff. So our most recent project that we're still learning a lot about is carbon splitters. So on our plasma machine, it has a router attachment that we can put on it. So we literally route out this insulation foam that you can get from Home Depot, and then it makes the splitter shape. We put our little mounts in it, wrap it in carbon fiber, and that's our splitter. So that's something we're trying to get better at right now.
Wow.
Did GeauxMoto, was that a company that existed for a long time? Is it new? I mean, you just casually threw out a whole bunch of stuff there.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I mean, GeauxMoto, I guess we've been a company for like 7 years or so, I'd like to say. So we started out it's my Pops and I's company. Pops made it we used to make rally Miatas. So we'd lift them like 4 inches and put 27 like off-road tires on them. And we had a rally track at NOLA Motorsports Park. And we would host events and do rally stuff. And it was just like, hey, this is cheaper than a side-by-side. You have AC, blah, blah. It was really fun. And then that kind of fizzled out. And we were like, well, we still like doing car stuff. So we're just keeping on it. It's just kind of evolved into what I just mentioned.
Yeah, I think the first time we met you was actually down in New Orleans when you had the rally Miatas. We were down there for an ultimate streetcar race, and I saw your rally Miatas, and I'm like, man, that is badass. And they're cool. So was there ever a time, Dayton, when you thought you'd rather be a rally driver than, say, a road course driver?
Well, doing off-road stuff for the majority of my childhood, I realized it takes a really long time to wash everything off. So I wanted to do something that didn't do that. You pretty much do the same things, like on road course or, on road driving. Like, you're still drifting around just like the rally guys are. So it's really not all that different, except you don't get to hit trees. You hit guardrails. So it's pretty similar.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is so true. I know I've been saying it probably more than I need to, but my kids race legend cars. Going from dirt to asphalt was nice on me.
I'm sorry.
Because it's so freaking dirty. I mean, it gets in your toes, in your toenails, man. I mean, it's
no, it gets everywhere.
It's everywhere. So frankly, this is amazing. Does your dad have a background in this? I mean, was he doing this long before you were born?
No, so I mean, we
that wasn't that long ago, by the way.
Not really.
He started, like, whenever he was younger, he worked in like a body shop for a little bit, like in his teens and 20s, and so he was kind of into the little car scene there. And then he switched over. He didn't have anything like super fancy. Like, luckily I'm blessed with a fortunate papa, but he had like a crappy little Audi that made like 50 horsepower. It was a non-turbo diesel Audi. I don't remember the model, but it was terrible. And he was like, it barely goes to whatever. So he did paint job stuff with that, learned obviously how to fix his broken down little car. And then he transferred over a little bit to doing off-road Jeeps. He did that for a long time. Those broke all the time. So then he learned how to do that. And then kind of progressed. He started doing motorcycle racing. And then I think I was born right when he was in the motorcycle racing phase. And then I think he transferred to off-road four-wheeler stuff. That way we could all do it together. And then now I'm part of his transformation, and we both do the same car racing stuff.
Yeah, that's neat. So, Dayton, tell us a little bit about your family, because you kind of have a family thing that happens at the track, which I think is pretty unique.
Yeah, I mean, I have one brother, and obviously my mom's still around, so she comes to the events with us most of the time. My now wife comes to the events with us. We kind of have a little family affair, but trying to get my wife to race with us here soon. She keeps doing autocross events and all that, so maybe she'll be doing an Optima here soon.
Yeah, so I've had the pleasure of hanging out with your family in the motorhome, and I will say that it's such a cool experience, and I've talked about this before. I think it's awesome that a big part of Ultimate Streetcars is about families, and I love when families come together and spend time together. But in addition to that, Dayton's Motorhome always had the best food because they're from Louisiana and pretty good cooks as well. So there's always something good cooking up in the Della Houssaye motorhome, and I've taken advantage of that on occasion. So I do want to say thank you for that, and we missed that, by the way. So I hope you can come join us again soon, because not only do we want to see you, but bring along some of that Louisiana
we'll
food with you.
Some care packages to hold you over.
Ah, there you go. That'd be fun. That'd be awesome.
Why the Mazda platform? And I know you just described that it kind of predates us and it's more in the rally set, but why even there?
Well, I mean, looking at, I guess it's an easy progression. So, like, a lot of people, start in a Miata, it seems like, just because it's easy, they're cheap, they're low horsepower, so they're, for younger people, they're easy to learn and all that good stuff. But they're also really light. And if you look at any of the other, like, high, competitive vehicles, like Corvettes and stuff, for example, there's one guy I guess multiple guys who we race with that have Corvettes, and it's much easier to add power than it is to take away weight. So if you start with low weight, all you have to do is add power. So it's a lot less, I feel like. And obviously it's easier on consumables because, if you're slowing a 3,200-pound car down from 150 versus a 2,400-pound car from 150, you just don't go through as much brake pads or tires. So it's cheaper for us to go around, and it's also easy for us to go from the beginner guys to look what you can do with these. So you can kind of get your whole little span of driving on one chassis, which, some people like variety. Some people are like, I'm comfortable with this chassis, and, we're comfortable with this chassis. But we also explore, my buddy Cameron that works with us, he has a BRZ, and he's kind of flooding our waters a little bit with GR86s and BRZs. So our eyes are opening. We've driven Vets stuff. My pop's had a GT350 for a little bit that he tracked, the TTRS. So, like, we've explored other chassis, but it just seems like the Mazda just keeps on making sense.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them that race every weekend. I've been privileged to see the Mazda Cup races.
Yeah.
And holy cow, you get 30 of those guys on track, guys and girls, on the track at the same time. And I'm not kidding, at the end of the race, you can throw a blanket on the top 10. Oh, yeah. You really can. They're very, very competitive. Have you ever considered running like Mazda Cup, or do you prefer the highly modified Mazdas that you guys are making?
No, personally, I wouldn't mind doing Mazda Cup just because it's really nice to, like, compare yourself as a driver. Because obviously with the modified world, like, you could just keep blaming cars. Like, oh yeah, he just got a faster car. That's kind of the majority of folks. Like, we went to a event last weekend, and I was like, well, we're the fastest car here on street tires, but, like, there was a Lamborghini Super Trofeo Cup car. It's like, well, that's why he's faster, but maybe he's just a better driver. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, the Cup car stuff's fun though. But I think it kind of highlights more of personal growth rather than a business growth, because nobody's, I guess, necessarily looked at the top people other than, like, names. I know teams are obviously mentioned, but it's normally like the supported, like if you're doing arrive and drive stuff. It's just not something we're necessarily interested in. So we'd rather be like, hey, let's move our engineering world and, like, making parts rather than offering service. Because we've learned a lot making cars faster, and how to build things really is what's been, you could move that on to when you're older as well. So
sure,
taking that knowledge with us.
At PRI, I did speak to several Mazda Cup people, but a couple in particular, and the big, at least my understanding, is that drivers who have gone through Mazda Cup, but specifically the MX-5 Miata platform, get to the point where they can drive anything really well on edge and have the ability to be pretty diverse. The skills you're getting are more than they're not just usable in a Mazda.
Yeah.
You can go get in something else and be really, really fast, possibly faster than you would have been if you hadn't started in the Mazda, or use that as your base. That's what I've been told. I don't know what you would think, but that's what I heard.
I believe it. I mean, that's it's easier to learn on a slow car because you can kind of compare on times and be like, man, I am 30 seconds off pace, and you can't cover up all your mistakes with horsepower. It's pretty much like the gist of it. Like, you have to keep all your speed. You got to trail brake just right. You got to nail all these things because it makes a really big difference. Because whenever you're floored, the other guy was floored too. So like he made it all up in the corner. You know, it's things like that. So I feel like if you learn on a Corvette or whatever, you can go in a little bit slower. You can kind of sizzle your way out of it, floor it, and you're back to speed, and it's no real problem.
Yeah, I agree. You'd be a better driver. Saroja has one of your Miatas that you guys built for her. She became a much better driver in that car at 164 horsepower. And the smiles per mile on that car, she was grinning the whole time, because it's fun to take a relatively slow car. And when I say slow car, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. It's 164 horsepower. It's a really cool car. The fact that it's slow doesn't make it not cool. But when you try to take a slow car and drive it fast, it's just fun. It really is. It's a great time. It's the world's most expensive go-kart, golf cart, whatever. They're a blast to drive. They really are. So I understand the whole kind of learning you can't cover up your mistakes with horsepower, right? But then you go put an EcoBoost in there. Did you drive 164 horsepower Miata for a lot of years before you put the EcoBoost in it?
Not honestly, we really didn't. I would say most of my learning curve was actually with a 350Z. We had a spec 350Z that was, I don't know, I raced that car for like 5 years. And it's relatively low horsepower too. You know, it makes like 300 horse and it's 3,200 pounds. So that was a similar situation, but it was like you don't get lapped every now and then. But I did drive our little spec Miata for a while, to be honest. But anyway, you can still get the same thrill with a slow car, right? Like, oh, I almost hit the wall, or I almost hit the wall going a little bit faster. It's kind of the same thing.
Right.
What do you think is your key to success here now in Ultimate? So first, maybe this. Why are you choosing Ultimate Streetcar? I realize it's a great way to display your company and products here, and it's working. But you could have done something else. Why Ultimate Streetcar?
Well, yeah, you guys obviously have a really nice media presence. Y'all are doing a great job promoting the series. I keep seeing stickers and cars and posts all over the place. I'm like, man, I'm happy to be a part of that. But also, it's a really fun series to be a part of. All the competitors are really nice and wonderful, but they also have a very unique setup, because every time I go to y'all's events, we get humbled in some way, and that doesn't always happen, in the most humble way, I guess. It just, I don't know, it brings out a certain competitiveness out there. So it's nice to kind of get a new fresh face on things. Obviously autocross, I don't think we've won a single one yet, but we keep going to some of our other events, and it's, I guess more road course based, or if we do go to local autocrosses and stuff, it's we don't get quite humbled the same way. So it's always nice to open your eyes with that kind of thing.
There's a really talented group of drivers with Ultimate Streetcar, and I consider you to be one of those, Dayton. And when we were at New Orleans this year, did you feel like you had maybe an unfair advantage when we got to New Orleans this year?
I mean, yeah, I would say so. I was after going to G2, my hopes were high going into NOLA for sure. Yeah, home track advantage is just nice. I kept smack talking Mr. Dave about it. He was like, "Man, I did this to him. I haven't been here in 5 years." I was like, "I feel 2 weeks ago racing. This is great." But, yeah, I would say we were definitely on the upper hand with that one. But at the same time, there's a lot of pressure on that. I was going through my car pretty relentlessly, making sure we make it through the weekend and be a happy camper.
Yeah, reliability is very, very important for sure. How does it feel when you're able to be the fastest car on the road course in a Miata and beat people that have been stars of the series like a Dave Schatz or Chris Smith when you do that? Well,
I guess it makes it really hard to stay humble, but otherwise it's wonderful. I mean, it feels like you made a really large step in progression, whether it's with car or with driver. it's really rewarding because, you know, you kind of look up to those guys and you're like, man, I'm 10 seconds off Mr. Dave's pace, you know, 3 years ago, but now you're actually competing with them and making fun of them a little bit. And it changes the whole mentality of things. It's very rewarding.
He's a good smack talker, and he's a great competitor. And I really think that in talking with both of them, they're pretty proud of you for what you've been able to accomplish. And it's one of the things that I think I love most about Ultimate Streetcar is there is a very high level of competition. But then I think that most competitors are happy for their competition when they do something really, really well. And you and your dad have both worked your fannies off to be competitive in Ultimate Streetcar, and you've dedicated a lot of time and effort to it. So it's been kind of rewarding to see you guys be successful at that.
Yeah, we're happy to be that.
For sure.
I'm curious. So is there a next big thing that you guys are bringing out as far as parts or schema or anything like that? Because a few years ago, seeing an MX-5 with a big ass wing on the back was was not something maybe I would have seen every day. Now it actually looks pretty normal. Is there a next thing, a secret weapon?
Not a new chassis in mind or anything like that. No big builds, I guess, for me in mind. But we may end up doing, you know, to make our car faster, we're looking at everybody else. We may end up doing an automatic in it. We actually I'm going to see Mr. Robert with Austin Barnes, his team, this Saturday. I'm going to pick up their built stuff, built EcoBoost and a built 10-speed. I don't know if, you know, that's going in the car or not, but it might help a little bit. But in terms of like big things, my pops is building a 997 911, so he's most likely going to be competing in Optima and a bunch of series with that car and trying to debut it. So it'll be a K24 swap 997 Porsche. So he already painted it. It already looks all snazzy. He's got his carbon seats in there. And every weekend I'm like, you gonna put your motor in that thing and keep moving forward with it? But it'll come out here shortly. But it'll be like a 600 or 700 horsepower 4-cylinder Porsche with a Honda motor. So it should be cool.
Wow,
it should be interesting.
That is very cool. Let's talk aero for a minute.
Yeah.
We had talked about putting big power right in a lightweight car, but that's not the entire picture, is it? Because as you know, we made some aero changes this year for the GTC class, and we did that partially because we understand your talent level and how you are, and saw that you were still struggling to finish kind of top 5 even at that talent level. So we felt like that the rules probably were holding you back a little bit. So we made some aero changes in recognition of that. How important was that aero change? How important is the aero to what you guys are doing?
I mean, if you kind of look at the stock Miata chassis, we've done a lot of work with various engineering, and the CFD that they show, the stock Mazda body does a terrible job of like aerodynamics. So it makes a lot of lift, which we've found out, going high speeds more often, you just felt the instability all the time, right? And it's not very comforting on top of trying to put, 400 plus horsepower through what was a 245 tire at, 100 mile an hour. It's not great. So we were twitching all over the place and, figuring that out. But adding aero has been very eye-opening because it kind of switched over to now the car feels like a Corvette instability. It's a short wheelbase car. We were able to fit a bigger tire under it. We put 285s under our ND with the stock body. And but once we put the wings on, it literally was like, oh my gosh, it doesn't twitch at all. It's awesome. Like it just feels like a normal car. So that was wonderful. That was very eye-opening for us. I didn't realize it was so helpful.
Yeah. And we didn't either until New Orleans. And so we're just know we're keeping an eye on that.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but why do you think not everybody chooses a Miata? If you can have a platform that's lightweight, you can put big power in it and make it fast, why doesn't everyone choose one?
Well, I mean, I guess in the end they are a little good. You know, I don't even like convertibles. Like, I don't know why we picked the chassis. I mean, the BRZ's fine. It's a little heavier, but like, I don't know. The NDs look good. They're light. They're whatever. But you know, I don't know. We just keep coming back to them for some reason. It's a good little platform.
Okay, that is the funniest thing that anyone's ever said on an Ultimate Streetcar podcast.
I mean,
I'm not sure that.
Shirt, man. My buddies always make fun of me, and I don't really care. But one of my from kindergarten friends, you know, we do camaraderie with their pops, and they both have Miatas. One of them actually has an EcoBoost-powered Miata, and he gave me a shirt that says, "I'm not gay, just love Miatas," and it has a big rainbow on it with the Miata. I wear it all the time. I don't care. You know, I mean, it's fun. Taking it with pride.
Oh, this is awesome. You have just challenged our editor and producer to work with. This is going to be so much fun.
We need like a private audience version of this show.
I guess it's like bleep it or something. I don't know if it's a problem.
Oh man,
I think, you know, I'm going to be totally honest. We don't get a lot of guests as young as you.
Okay.
And you bring a lot of just youth and perspective to this. That it's not that the guys our age don't enjoy this, but they don't appreciate it the way that they would have as a young man. It's very different because right now you are in the happiest go lucky stage of your life, and as a compliment to you, Dayton, you seem to realize that, and you're not some entitled, spoiled little brat here. Like you are cool. You're fun. You clearly love your dad. You love what you get to do. You know, the variety seems to be the spice of life for you.
Yeah.
This has been a really, really fun interview, and our series is better because you're in it as a human being. You know, also you're lightning fast. But what you're bringing to the table here is. It's so awesome. I don't know how to wind this one out.
Well, Dayton, are we going to see you again this season?
Yeah.
Are there plans to see you again this season?
We are very much about going to Barber. We went last weekend, and I didn't realize how awesome that place is. So we're very much considering that. If not, I don't think so. We would have to wait till next year, and most likely we would bring, you know, hopefully bring our Porsche and our Miata and keep the series going with all that stuff. But yeah, I think we're pretty well off in the points, so we don't necessarily have a point incentive to go to Barber. I think we're safe.
Right.
I may be proved wrong here. Things always happen that you don't expect, so we will see.
Sure.
But I believe we got lucky in our event strategy. Because it's, we did well in points for the first two events, so we just kind of get to sit back and see what happens.
Cool. Well, it is great having you guys as part of the series. We always appreciate your contributions, your input. You guys have been very helpful in helping us kind of understand better the GTC class and how to potentially bring more people into that GTC class, which is always our goal, is to grow the series. So I want to say thank you for that. And if we don't see you at an event for the rest of the year, I certainly understand. But we've got some really cool things. We're working on schedules already for next year, and we've got some really cool news. I think we may be able to announce hopefully sometime in the next 30 to 60 days with our 27 schedule. It's going to be kind of fun. One of the things, as you know, we try and do is we always try and do something cool every year and make it just a little bit bigger and better for the following year. So I'm already working on that kind of stuff. But man, we sure appreciate your really early morning with us here on the USCA podcast.
Fair enough. Well, thank you so much for having me, and I believe in your changes, Mr. Jimmy. I know you'll do a good job.
Thank you.
Hey, how can people reach you, Dayton? They'd like to contact you personal.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, you can hit up our little GeauxMoto social media stuff, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. And it's spelled the Cajun way, so it's a little harder to find, we realize. But yeah, I mean, I'm always looking at those, so I'll be happy to
All right.
check it out.
Thank you so much. I look forward to meeting you in person. Hopefully see you sooner than later.
Yeah.
This has been a great way to start the day. All right, we'll see you later.
Sounds good.